Whoa! All right. Looking at my shoe. Wow, it's dark over here. Just like a cast shadow. It's not as bright as it usually is. Do I have all the lights on? Looks like I do. So, another easy day. This is painting light. I'm just going to sip some coffee before I begin. Yeah, so it's just a very easy day. I'm just going to do one panel so I can have completed all 10 panels and have them ready to go. I'm not going to begin the next layer of the paintings because it's just too much juggling around. I'd rather just do this last one and come back to it tomorrow and work on 3 panels at the same time, as opposed to kind of working on 2 or 1 or 2 at a time. So I'm just gonna sip some coffee. We're going to remove this panel here, and it's stuck to the wall. And then we're going to take this panel, put it in the center here, and then we'll take this panel, we'll lean it right here, and then we're just going to kind of dust the panel. I haven't done this before. Normally I don't dust my panels, but I am today. And I'm going to shake up my canvas. Just going to shake this paint, get it all mixed up, and we're just going to do one layer, and it's going to be done in a jiffy, and that will be it. You know, that will be it. Nothing fancy, easy peasy. I know it's a short painting day, but I like to do everything kind of in steps. So first step is to kind of have the painting surfaces ready and prepped. The second step is to put your gesso on. The third step would be put your first layer of paint on, and then all preceding steps will be the same. Just put a different layer, a different color of paint, manipulate the shapes a little bit, and then go from there. So that's really all there is to this style, I guess. Nothing too labor intensive, and I kind of like doing these days are kind of nice because it's just there's even low it's even lower stress than the standard level these paintings kind of have. Like doing this first layer is like this is the easiest thing to do. There's no stress involved, so it's kind of therapeutic in its own right. And so it's kind of therapeutic, and it's just very low, what would you call it? Like, it's not using, it doesn't use a lot of mental RAM. And I don't know if you know this, but when you're painting or drawing, you're exerting a level of mental focus, and if you're not, then you're not treating it as a critical thinking exercise, or you're not thinking while you're working. And so this is nice in that regard, where I'm going to bury myself a hole. Like, I don't have to think when I'm doing this first layer as much as I do in the preceding layers. And that is a nice like segue or an escape from what it normally is like, which when I'm working on the preceding layers, the layers after this, I tend to, outside of painting, when I'm not painting, or an hour before or an hour after at night, or just when I'm walking around, I'll be thinking about, how am I going to propel my next layer on these paintings? What is the like visual goal? What is it going to look like? So I'm exerting some mental fatigue outside of the actual act of painting. So we don't really think about that, you know. I think I think the best, no one's going to like this idea because they're probably going to think I'm like silly, but I think the closest to it would be someone who sits down and just works out math problems all day. And although this is not near as mentally fatiguing and strenuous, it's not like a really complex problem that you're solving, but you're still thinking, and you're still comprehending, and you're still critically pondering these ideas. And so that's what's nice about doing these layers is I don't have to worry about, I'm like kind of released from the burdens that is actually thinking about the design on a critical level. Like, I think the closest I get to that type of math type of thought process is that when I go to a critique and I critique my students' work, and I'm really thinking about their work and really thinking about the processes and strategies that they've kind of implemented, and I'm thinking about what can I say that will benefit this student? What can I provide that will help them? So I'm always thinking, I'm like really critically thinking and looking at their work. And at the end of the critique session, after I've basically thought about other people's work like 20 times over, I'm pretty tired because I'm like, all I've been doing is thinking about other people's work for about an hour or 2 hours straight. And here I have to go home or go downstairs or go paint, go to my studio and paint for an extended period of time. I'm like, I'm done. I'm exhausted. So that's what's kind of nice about this first layer of paint is it's just low volume. It's just low process. Like I don't have to use a lot of RAM per se. So I like to use that computer term. Like I like to attach computer terms to like how our brain works. So I like I like this joke about myself and say I have very little RAM. So meaning that I don't have a lot of random access memories, so I can't like do a lot of processes at once. So I have to do like one thing at a time. And people like to think that they have more RAM or whatever. Maybe they do. I don't know. But if it's a good and bad thing, it means I can kind of focus on things longer than normal. Or maybe I'm deceiving myself. Maybe I can't focus as much as I think I can. So I'm just going to put that there. I don't want it pressing on the wall. And that's it for the day. I'm really not doing anything. I just wanted to do a live stream, kind of talk about how this feels, like how this art or like doing this first layer is very low. Like it's a critical point, but it doesn't involve a lot of complex thought. So that's it. I hope everyone has a wonderful Tuesday. Take care. I appreciate your support.